Minecraft speedrunning has become one of the most popular topics right now in Minecraft. YouTubers are doing loads and loads of challenges each day to try to put their twist on speedrunning. And many people have been inspired to start speedrunning Minecraft. However, they do have trouble because they're not really sure where to start, or they get stuck, or they just don't know all of the knowledge that they need in order to have a successful speedrun. Which is why I have made this tutorial. What's up guys, this is the Good Gamer, and on this channel we will be tackling the challenge of speedrunning, how to do it, some extra tips, and even some Minecraft Manhunt tips. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, is you want to get some wood. Now, to be exact, you're going to need about 5 pieces of wood. But however, if you do spawn in a desert, which is definitely good for speedruns, then it'd be beneficial to be able to grab some sticks, because if you do grab enough sticks, which to be exact, you need 12, then you will save yourself having to mine a whole wood block, which can save you time during the run. So I'm gonna continue mining this. Now what you want to do is you want to craft it all into planks, get one crafting bench and 12 sticks. Then from here, all you want to do is make a wooden pickaxe, find some stone, break 3 stones so you can make a stone pickaxe. Then once you have a stone pickaxe, you're going to want to grab at least 6 more stone so you can make all stone tools, including a stone sword. Alright guys, now that I have gotten all my stone tools, I will continue to gain the rest of my basic resources. Now, hopefully you'll be able to find a village, which is part of the next step, but in case you aren't able to find a village, you're gonna need to get at least 1 piece of gravel, and then you're gonna need additionally 5 iron, which is why it'd be good to find a village, because then an iron golem can just possibly drop you 5 iron if you're lucky enough. And once I will get this flint. Now I've gotten the flint, so now I just need 5 more iron, and then you're also gonna need 8 cobblestone and some coal, so you'll be able to smelt all that iron. Alright guys, so I have acquired my iron now, and now all we have to do is go into our crafting table, make 1 bucket, make 1 flint and steel, and then make 1 shield, and then you want to put the shield on yourself so you can protect yourself from all types of mobs. Now, it is definitely important to go grab some food, and we're looking for a village, and you can use your flint and steel to automatically get cooked foods, and you just simply set the animal on fire, and then you kill it, and then you'll get the cooked food, as you can see. So hopefully now you've found a village that was hopefully near spawn, and then you will need to get some wheat so you can get some bread, and then you'll also need to loot all of the other village houses and get the beds in there, get the chest contents if you want to, and then kill the iron golem. Now I will add, in order to kill the iron golem, you're gonna have to hit it so you can aggravate it, run away, and then you're gonna have to build up 3 blocks. But make sure there aren't any blocks near you like this, or else the iron golem could walk up them and kill you anyways. Okay, so now this next step is actually optional. Now I would not recommend this for speed runs. However, if you are new to speedrunning, or if you're playing Minecraft Manhunt, then I would recommend going through with the step, which is to get full iron armor. Now, in order to get full iron armor, you're going to probably need to go down to a cave, and to be exact, you will need 24 iron. I also recommend you just get a little bit of more extra iron while you're waiting for that iron to smelt, just so you can have it just in case something breaks. Now, obviously, as you can see, I'm not wearing any armor right now, but this little cool armor equipper right here will be able to give me all the armor without me having to put it on. So all I have to do is just press this button, and it will take all of these things in the dispensers and instantly give it to me. So as you can see, I pushed the button right there, and now I have full iron armor, and I have an iron sword, an iron pickaxe, and an extra shield just in case this one were to ever break. And in case you're wondering how to make this little contraption right here, all you need is to place the dispensers like this, so two like this, two like this, two like this, a button, place a block above this dispenser, and then place this dispenser next to the block you just placed, and then from behind this dispenser with the button on it, place 2 blocks next to it, and 2 pieces of redstone dust. By the way, this is not for the speed run, this is just a side tutorial. Alright guys, so once you have gotten all of your necessary resources, you have all the armor and all that you need. So once you have all the armor that you need, then you should probably get some blocks. Now you can wait to the nether to go get this. However, if you do see some creepers along the way to finding a lava pool to make your portal, then you can allow creepers to blow up by either using your shield, or if you can time it right, you can hit them away, then run, and then they'll blow up, and then you can obtain all of the dirt. And then you'll have a good source of blocks. Now once you do find a lava pool, you'll be ready to make another portal. And in order to do that, you're going to need a water bucket, which is why we made that bucket from earlier. You're going to go to the actual lava pool. You're going to find a mark at least where it's 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks of lava in front of you. Choose one of these middle blocks, it only has to be one. Place a block like that. And then next to that block, you're going to place water like this. And then you're just going to break this block right here. Collect this water. And then in case there wasn't obsidian already right here, you would want to break those 2 blocks, make sure the water is still there, and then you would simply place the lava under those 2 blocks. But obviously there is obsidian, so we don't need to do that. And then from here, you're just going to place 3 blocks like this, and another block like that, and also blocks like this. And in case this was all flat or something, the water could end up flowing over the sides and turning all this lava into obsidian before you actually put it to line up the portal. So in order to prevent this from happening, you can place this block right here, which will block the water from spreading elsewhere. If you also want to, you can place a block on the other side in the exact same way. And I just placed this block just so I could place this block. And so once you have that all done, you just simply place your water bucket, and then you would simply put your lava buckets all on where the blocks are basically showing where to put them. And then you just simply make your another portal, and once you complete it, you can get rid of the water bucket. And there are actually 2 ways to light this. One way is to flint and steel. The second way you light your portal is you place 2 blocks like this, and then you have to place 2 normal blocks over that, and these blocks have to be wood. And then you place a lava bucket right behind the 2 wood blocks, and then you just simply wait for the portal to light. Before you go into another portal, make sure you have all of the resources you would think you will need, including plenty of food, which I actually don't have, some blocks, which I do have, a sword, pickaxe, some extra iron, your armor, a shield, your stone tools, anything else you might need before going into another. And once you do so, you are free to walk into another. Alright, so once you're in the nether, you should be looking for a nether fortress. And the reason you're going to look for another fortress is to get the blaze rods. And you're going to need to find a blaze spawner, or you could kill the blazes, but it is faster to find a blaze spawner and simply kill all the blazes there. Now, you're going to need at least 6 blaze rods in order to be able to get 12 eyes to fill the entire portal. But I would recommend maybe getting 1, possibly 2 more, just in case one of the eyes decides to break. Now, in order to get the ender pearls, there's actually multiple ways to do this. 2 of the options you can do through the nether, in which one of them is finding a warped forest and then killing all the endermen there, since endermen spawn in high quantities. And then you can kill all of the endermen there, which that actually does take a little bit longer and is riskier since it could die if you don't have any armor on. Which brings us to our next option, which is going into a crimson forest and trading gold with the hoglins to possibly get enough ender pearls to be able to go in your end portal. However, again, this is also risky since you're gonna need to be wearing gold armor in in order to prevent them from attacking you. And if you decide to save that gold to trade with them, you're just gonna have to throw it to them quickly, and they do get aggravated pretty easily, so it is still risky. Although, if you get lucky enough, it will take hopefully less time. Now, the third option is to go to a village, get a fletching table, which you'll need an additional 2 flint, get a brewing stand, which you'll need a blaze rod for that, or if you can find already a brewing stand in the village, that'd be great. But then you're going to have to do villager trading to trade all of the ender pearls, and even though Fletchers have pretty cheap trades, which is sticks, which are again easy to get, it still takes a long time to get all of that wood. And then you're gonna have to trade with the cleric, which then eventually you'll be able to get enough ender pearls to be able to go to the end. And while this method is very safe, it is tough to work with the villagers. At times, they can also die from zombies if you're not careful with them. And it takes a very long time and will not be getting you any records in a speedrun. I would recommend doing either the Crimson Force or Warped Force method that I just described earlier. However, the method is up to you. But, however you decide to acquire them, once you do acquire all of your ender pearls, then you will simply get your blaze rods, craft them into blaze powder, and then craft that blaze powder with ender pearls, and then you will get eyes of ender. Then you would just have to find a stronghold by throwing an ender eye, seeing the direction it goes in, and then whatever direction it goes in, you follow it for a certain amount of time. Then once you feel you've gone long enough, you throw it again, see if it's changed, and the way you would definitely know for sure if there is a stronghold under you is when the eye goes underground. However, there is a little bit, you can't tell if you are above a stronghold based on when they change in directions. But that is complicated, so good luck on that. Once you do find a stronghold, then it would be pretty straightforward. All you have to do once you find a stronghold is find the portal room. Once you find the portal room, I recommend breaking the spawner so it won't be causing you any problems. And then all you have to do from there is simply fill the entire portal. Now, obviously, if you're doing a speedrun, you're just going to want to jump right in there. However, if you are playing Manhunt, I would recommend making sure you have everything you need. Make sure you have a fresh set of iron armor, make sure you have a shield, or even 2. Make sure you have plenty of food, make sure you have a sword, preferably an iron sword. Make sure you have plenty of blocks, a water bucket just in case you need to MOG water bucket. Make sure you have a bow, so you can be able to shoot the crystals faster instead of trying to tower up each one. And obviously, if you have a bow, you're going to need arrows to go along with that. Once you are sure that you have all those resources, you can jump into the end portal, shoot out the crystals, pillar up to the towers with cages, break the cages, hit the crystals, destroy them, and once all the crystals are destroyed, you can simply kill the ender dragon with your sword. If you do have beds from a village, or you just have extra wool from killing sheep for food, then you can use those beds against a dragon. However, I'm not sure if I'm just doing it incorrectly, but in Bedrock it doesn't seem to be working as well for me versus in Java. Again, I could be doing the method incorrectly, and that is up to you to figure that out for yourself. And then if you want to figure that out, I recommend going into creative world so you won't go through the trouble of doing a whole speedrun to try to figure that out. So let's just say now you've killed the ender dragon and you have a few speedruns under your belt. So now you may be trying to improve times, and the way you can save time is by doing a couple of the tips that I have for you right here. So the first tip I have is the MOG water bucket, which is probably one of the most important time savers you could ever use. also is beneficial for Minecraft Manhunt because they can save you in a tight situation. So let's just say you're above a high place, and then you need to get down quickly, but you don't have time to either place blocks and go down, or you don't have time to mine down, because you either want to save time for your speedrun, or there's a hunter right behind you. Well, then simply all you have to do is grab your water bucket, and then you just have to simply jump down, and you have to place the water, and then that will save you from taking any fall damage. And now I will demonstrate that for you. Next step I have for you is the type of running you can do, which will also help save time for speedruns and help you avoid hunters, or if you are a hunter, catch up to a speedrunner. And so obviously I'm pretty sure most people do know about sprint jumping. However, when you are under pressure, you kind of tend to forget certain things, so just make sure that you have sprint jumping under your belt and that it's muscle memory. Now, in addition to this, when you're running under blocks that only have a too wide a gap between them, basically a gap where a player can fit, then you can jump up and down really quickly by spamming your jump button, and then you'll be able to run faster versus if you're just running. Now, the next tip I have is about using blocks to your advantage. Now, one of the reasons why you're gonna need blocks, not only for building up mountains and other types of terrain, but also you may use, for example, to save yourself from taking any fall damage by placing a block like that, or if you're higher up, then it will reduce the amount of fall damage you would take. You could also use blocks when you're parkouring across either mountains, or if you're in another, you're going from one cliff to the other cliff because there's a gap. And basically what you do is, if there's a gap that's longer than the jump that's possible for you to make by simply running across like this, because normally I wouldn't be able to get past that jump like that, as you can see. And so instead I have these blocks, so I will run, jump, place the blocks, and then I will catch myself in midair with these blocks and then simply build up, which will definitely not only save me time for bridging, but if you do miss your block, then you could risk taking a lot of fall damage and even dying. So make sure you practice this before you do it in an actual world. Now, if you have gotten either into a little pond or just a nearby river and the water's shallow and you're able to place a block like this, for example, over it, then you can be able to pretty much run across the water. And the way you do that is you simply run and you just place blocks like this, and as you can see, I am able to pretty much run across the entire water, and then you can simply use this method to get across way quicker, and it will save you time or save you from hunters. Now, you are going to need some basic PvP skills. For example, you're going to need to know how to use a shield and melee combat. You're also going to need to know how to use a bow. This is especially important for shooting the crystals because you obviously need to shoot those quickly. And you can pretty much practice bow aim however you want. If you want to actually go into the end and have a bow and practice shooting the crystals, you can do that. Or if you want to set something up like I have set up right here, you can also make that. Or if you are wanting to shoot other players in combat, you can practice by playing on different types of PvP servers and just learning how to use a bow in general. Now, the next thing you're gonna probably need to know is basic parkour. And when I say basic parkour, I'm pretty much talking about getting past terrain. So I will demonstrate that in a second, but I'm just gonna do this basic parkour right here. And also bridging is important. Obviously, if you're on Java, you're not gonna be able to bridge like this. However, there is a way you can like bridge and then uncrouch and then recrouch and then bridge again, which that's pretty much just speed bridging for Java. But if you're on Bedrock, again, you can just bridge like this, and then you can just walk across way faster, and it will save you way more time than just doing traditional kind of bridging like this. Now, like I said, I'm gonna demonstrate now what I mean by simple parkour, and it's pretty much just being able to navigate across these kinds of hills and other terrain without losing momentum. Now, it is important to note that not all block placements are important. Now, I mean, for example, that block placement is for sure important, but if you're just running like this and you're just like placing blocks like you're trying to run in water, then that pretty much isn't gonna do you any good except wasting blocks. So, because blocks are basically just meant to keep you from losing momentum, which is what blocks I just placed right there did, because otherwise I would have done something like that, and I can lose momentum and also lose time. So let's just say you have mastered those pretty basic mechanics of speedrunning, and now you're getting improved times, and you're interested in playing Minecraft Manhunt. And you maybe have gotten a friend, you have learned the commands in order to enable compasses to track a player, and you're all set up and you're ready to do a manhunt. But again, you're kind of stuck because you're not exactly sure how to go about the manhunt. But here I will give you some basic tips on what to do in Manhunt. However, guys, if you do want to see a full tutorial on just Minecraft Manhunt, please be sure to leave a like and leave a comment letting me know what you're going to want to see in specific. The first tip I have for you guys is potions. Potions can have a great advantage, especially if you don't have enough time to get diamond armor or enchantments. And all you have to do is simply go to another, get a blaze spawner, kill a blaze or a blaze rod, and make a brewing stance. And in the fortress also you can find some nether wart to craft the potions. And then you will also need magma cream if you're going to be making a fire resistance potion, but you'll only need a blaze powder if you're going to make a strength potion. Now, I definitely recommend the strength potions for PvP, but if you are trying to get away and you don't want to have to mess with going around the terrain in 1.16 because it can be very difficult to navigate, then you can use a fire resistance potion and simply swim through the lava. Some more tips for the speedrunner are boats can definitely save you from just simply swimming away in the ocean. But even faster than boats is dolphins. Hopefully, if you can't find a dolphin, try to befriend it so it will help you swim faster, and then that will definitely help you get away. And obviously, the end portal is very important, but there are multiple strongholds throughout the entire map, so even if your hunters finds your stronghold, then you can always go to another one if you have to, worst case. Smokers are very cheap. They only require 4 pieces of logs and a furnace, and it will be able to smell your food faster. Ender pearls will obviously be important for filling any ender portal. However, they can help you in a tight situation where you're low and you think you might die and you're cornered, and you can throw it to get away and reset the fight. Lava buckets are generally good for any type of PvP because you can just throw a lava bucket, and either when you're running away from them and they're chasing you, or if they're coming at you, or you can hit them, place a lava bucket and then hit them into it, and they will be being set on fire, and they'll take a lot more damage. That will give you the advantage in a fight. Enchantments are obviously very important if you can get them. However, if you cannot obtain enchantments, then it's gonna be important to get the potions, like I said previously. Another tip for speedrunners, and this actually could go for hunters too, but mainly for speedrunners, is traps. And this is a trap I actually made right here. Now, there are different types of traps you can make. Now, that's up for you to decide all the traps you want to make. You can either make a lava trap underground. It can like break down, and since they can track you at the compass, you can just stand over like a lava pool or something underground, and then it would break down and fall into lava and die. Or you could, if you have the time, you could do a trap that I made, which is a redstone trap, which will basically take the floor away from them and they will fall down, and you can basically dig a hole or put lava down there or whatever you want to do down there. That's up to you. And then then you can be able to escape or even kill them, which that would be very good for you and very bad for them. Now, the way you make this contraption right here is this is a block with a button on it. You have a redstone torch behind that block, some redstone dust leading down into some repeaters that are powering blocks, which are powering sticky pistons, and the sticky pistons are basically level with the floor. So, like this, this blocks right here, so like these blocks right here, that's like level with the floor, which is pretty much what we're standing on inside. So if I break in here, then I will see that this is level with the floor, and then the sticky pistons would have extended out one block, and then they'd be holding the blocks right here. So when you do press the button, it deactivates the redstone torch, which deactivates this redstone power line, which deactivates the repeaters, and therefore deactivates the pistons, and then that's how you cause that to happen. And as you can see, it works on animals as well. This is simple PvP tactics for Manhunt. Obviously, there's different types of formations it could have, and this is an example of a bad formation. They're all split up, and they're no coherent unit. Therefore, you can simply take them out in individual 1v1s, and they can simply kill them all, and that would be a great advantage. However, if you have a good formation like you can see right here, there's no way you're going to be able to win them. That's just basic math. 3 is better than 1, and, well, you're just going to get killed. I don't know what else to tell you. And in this case, you simply have to run away from them, because there's nothing else you can do, and hopefully you can either isolate them somehow when you're running, or somehow trap them, but that is definitely a good formation is definitely something you're going to want to avoid. Now, of course, there are things you are going to be wanting to look for both in a manhunt and in a speedrun. In a speedrun, it's very beneficial to spawn in either a desert or an acacia biome, and that's because you can find a village which can get you iron and food, or you can also get a desert temple in a desert. And these things can have some pretty good loot. They can have diamonds, they can have gold, they can have other types of things, and even some more extra iron. And the gold will be good for trading with the pigmen and the nether. You can get some strings so you can make a bow, rotten flesh in case you don't have any other food. And like I said, you can also get diamonds. You'll probably get sand, so that would be able to, you'll be able to use that as blocks to get out. And once you have finished looting pretty much everything else, then you can simply build back up from here. Now, another thing you would want to look for, however, this isn't as crucial as the village and the desert temple, but you will also want to find maybe a mine shaft in case you come across one, because again, they can have some good loot for you in there, and it will just in general give you hopefully a greater advantage. Now these are some tips for the hunter. Obviously you have a lot more, I guess, freedom than the speedrunners, since they actually have to accomplish something and you're simply trying to stop them. So this will give you extra time to make something like enchantments, maybe even an anvil, so you can get things like a sharp 1 diamond sword, or even better, a sharp 3 diamond sword, which actually does more attack damage than a sharp 1 diamond sword, and does equal damage to a sharp 2 diamond sword. So, generally speaking, a sharp 3 iron sword will usually be better than making a diamond sword, unless you just happen to have enough diamonds to get a sharp 3 diamond sword. But again, you can also invest that on armor, or simply a pickaxe, or something else. Another good tip for the hunter is preventing the speedrunner from doing what the speedrunner needs to do, and that's making another portal. So, if you find a lava pool, you can simply just place a water bucket, and then you completely destroy their chances of making a nether portal. So let's just say they already have the portal set up, they're about to light it, but then they see it coming and they run away. Now, what you can do is, if you happen to have any obsidian on you, or you even just have a lava bucket and a water bucket, or a lava bucket, and you see some water nearby, you can place a lava bucket, place the water, and then you will be able to create an obsidian block like that. Or alternatively, could just fill in the entire portal with obsidian, and they're most likely not going to be able to use that because it's just going to take way too long to break it. Now, if it is allowed, you can go in another and actually break the nether portal. However, that might not be allowed in your manhunt rules that you come up with your friends, mainly because that's just pretty OP, and the only way you can counter that is by having a diamond pickaxe and either mining one of the corners and then replacing the obsidian, or you just have to already have 10 obsidian of your own, and that could be a huge pain. So you might not make that a rule. However, if it isn't a rule, then go ahead and break it. Now, if you aren't allowed to break the portal, you can do other things like trapping the portal. You could, for example, do something where you just completely obsidian the entire side, and you could just have a little gap where you're just staying right here underneath. Let's just say there's like obsidian like where my dirt blocks are, so let's just say there's like obsidian right there, and on the other side too. They can just stand here and hit them all you want to hit them, and there's pretty much no escape for them because you can just sit here and just hit them the entire time. They're stuck there. You can move around and escape in case you need to eat some food, and then just come back and keep hitting them. So they're most likely gonna die in that kind of situation, and that's actually also a very overpowered trap. Now, obviously, hunters will definitely need preparation, just like speedrunners. These are the basic things that both a hunter and speedrunner should have in preparation. They need some armor, a sword, some blocks, a water bucket, some food, pickaxe, a shield, and most importantly, plan. Because without a plan, you're just gonna be chaotic throughout the entire time. You're not gonna know what to do. It's gonna be disorganized, and that just decreases your chances of being able to have a successful manhunt. Now, in order to create a successful plan, you'll probably need to do either some research or some thinking. And in case you did want to do some research, then there is a YouTuber by the name of Dream who actually created Minecraft Manhunt, and he does a very good job at Minecraft Manhunt. So I do recommend checking him out. I will leave one of his videos down in the description, which is basically an analysis of him going through his most recent speedrun, and he pretty much goes through his top plays and his thought process through some of the things he did. Now, this is simply a recap of this tutorial. Basically, you're gonna need some iron, coal, a furnace, a crafting bench, some food, stone tools, shield, some blocks, a water bucket, a sword, and most importantly, you're gonna need some wood and the stronghold along with the portal, and then the Ice of Ender, which will be composed of ender pearls and blaze powder, and you'll need a bow, some arrows. But most importantly, you will be able to need yourself, because obviously you cannot complete a speedrun unless you actually try to complete a speedrun. So that's why I encourage you guys to go ahead and try this out. Don't get discouraged if you are ever feeling discouraged, and just remember that nothing ever comes easy that's worth getting, and if you try hard enough and keep persisting at it, you will eventually succeed. So this is just a little fun bonus thing I have to share. This is actually something I saw from Dream's most recent manhunt video, and you're probably wondering, if you didn't see it, why there's a horse down there. Well, actually, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I'm just gonna give you a little hint. And let's just say I threw my sword down, and all I'm gonna say is also MOG in case you don't have a water bucket by riding a horse. And although you will need to, well, I'd actually tame the horse, so I don't need to not be holding anything. But usually, if your horse is not tamed, you will definitely need to throw an item away, so you'll be able to catch onto the horse, and then you can pick your item back up. And that's just a little extra bonus tip, but it is a reference to Dream's most recent Manhunt video, and I do recommend checking that out. But without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video.